What's going on, friends? Logan Myerz here for Cinephellas.com to review the new dark comedy slash horror film, Ready or Not.
Ready or not, here I come, you can't hide.
But the setup of the film, Grace, played by Samara Weaving, huge fan of hers. I did a review of The Babysitter, the Netflix horror film right here on our YouTube channel. Absolutely loved her. You know, I was praising her performance in that film, and this time around, it's even better. This time around, Samara Weaving playing Grace is a fucking badass in this film. She basically gets married into this very rich and eccentric family. The wedding's at their house. The way to be initiated into this family that's very rich, they've been around forever, they have to play this game late at night after the wedding. She has to draw a card, and of course, Grace pulls the wrong card, so sets up the rest of the film. It's a game in hide and seek, but it's a much darker way than we're used to playing as kids. Essentially, Grace is trying to hide from the family, and she finds out throughout the night that they're trying to kill her. They're pulling out these old weapons, axes, guns, crossbow. And she finds out throughout the night that her new family that's very sinister is trying to kill her because there's like a few accidental deaths that she comes across because they're trying to find Grace, but other people in the family end up dying. And in this film, there's a lot of comedy, unintentional comedy. Just a few of the characters and some of the mistakes they make in the film is really, really funny. But it's really interesting and a cool premise. This reminded me of like a twisted game of Clue, or like the movie Clue with Tim Curry back in the 80s. You know, being in this huge mansion that's been around for hundreds of years, all like solid wood, and just a really beautiful and dark house. The passageways and the walls for like the butlers and people that work there. It sets up a lot of cool scenes with Grace on the run and hiding and going through the walls and things like that. But Grace, played by Samara Weaving, she is definitely the standout performance in this film. She is the new scream queen, the new badass, and new female lead protagonist. She does a really kick-ass job in this film and making her decisions and what she comes across with her newfound family. And Alex's brother, Daniel, is played by Adam Brody. Huge fan of his. I used to love the OC back in the day. Haven't seen him in any films or TV shows recently, but he was one of the better performances, surprisingly, in this film as well. He was like the most grounded member of this fucked up family. He was very realistic, where the rest of his family just are very snooty and uptight and rich, and they don't give a fuck about anybody. You know, different classes of people, like middle class, lower class, they're much better than them. But Daniel was really realistic and down to earth, and he actually liked Grace and didn't want to harm her. The dad and the mom played by Andie MacDowell. She was huge back in the 80s and 90s. I haven't seen her in a long time either, but she did a really great job playing this mother, trying to take out her new daughter-in-law. So there's something fucked up with this family. We find out throughout the story what it's all about, what this card game has to do with the family, going back years prior, and why some of these family members are the way they are, the way they're messed up. But throughout this film, the first two acts are really intense. It's a lot of suspense, you know, trying to figure out if Grace will survive throughout the night. You know, I had my early predictions, but I couldn't have guessed what would happen at the end. It was really fantastic how this movie really ends up and what happens to everybody. And in this film, there's a lot of great gore and kill scenes, and it's really brutal. One particular scene has to do with this nail. You know, people having all these different weapons, you know, it's not going to end well. And there's some really great kill scenes, and I was surprised by that. Like the gore and the practical effects factor, they're really top notch in this film, but it made me really enjoy this movie a lot more. Another thing that really stood out to me was the set design of this movie being in this massive mansion, and then the way it looks from the outside, and just looks like something we would have saw in like a horror movie back in the day. I actually like the camera work in this film as well. There's a lot of handheld camera work in this movie, but not like shaky or anything, but you can tell the way they're using the camera. That really built this layer of claustrophobia as well in certain scenes, and it really, as an audience, kept you on the edge of your seat. And the family's really surprised how well she can fight and take care, you know, these people out. They're like, wow, we really underestimated Grace, and they sure as hell did. But Ready or Not was a movie I didn't really know too much about. I watched the trailer, I'm like, it looks okay. I thought it was just going to be another regurgitated, you know, film that we've seen before, but honestly, I think this is very original in terms of the premise of the story. It really did something different this time around with, you know, a bride being locked up in this family, having to do with these games, and a psychotic family. So overall, Ready or Not is an awesome film. It's definitely going to be my prediction, the sleeper hit of the year. Really had a great time with this, the storytelling, this fucked up family, Samara Weaving's character as Grace, and what she overcomes throughout the film, and definitely being a kick-ass scream queen and final girl. And I had an absolute blast with this movie, and hopefully you guys go check this out in theaters and support this film. So overall, I'm going to give Ready or Not a 3.5 out of 5 Samara Weaving hair pieces. Ready or not, here I come. So what did you guys think of the brand new film, Ready or Not? What did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? What did you guys think of Samara Weaving's performance in the film? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit subscribe. This is Logan Myerz signing out from the Les Domus mansion. Hopefully one of those fucked up family members don't try to kill me. We're that. Until the next movie review. Cheers!